Hello and welcome to the 47th episode of Fresh Off the Reel. My name is Lib.
And my name is the Italian Buckaroo, Pat.
Yeah, that works. And
Buckaroo's a reference. Yeah.
yeah, I don't even get it. Where's the reference to?
We can't talk about it yet, but it's something we worked on.
Oh yeah. Shut the fuck up. My computer just doo 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 doo.
It's good. Keep it in. Let's go.
Okay, fine. We're keeping that in. Today we're talking about Creed 3, the movie that we reviewed the entire Rocky series just to watch.
We did all 8 Rocky movies leading into this, and now we're here.
Yep, and it was a good wait because, well, first of all, look, I don't want to, like, we don't usually brag on this show, but we watched it in VIP and it was fucking amazing.
Yep, it was the first time for both of us who saw it at our local theater chains like VIP mode. For people in other countries, maybe having like recliners and shit in your movie theaters isn't a big deal, but it was nice. It was luxury.
It was like I felt like Michael B. Jordan during this movie. I was in luxury.
Yeah, it was nice. You know, we got food at the theater, and they had like a bar, and they had like a restaurant dedicated just to the VIP section,
Yeah.
which was nice. Expensive, but you know what? I think for like a once in a while, outing, it was nice. The chairs were like really comfortable. I was
Dude,
like really kind of surprised. Like I
the
didn't
chairs
expect
were a
them to be that
fucking
comfortable.
game changer, man. Like first of all, they were a lot bigger than I thought they would be. They're massive. That's one of the biggest recliners I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were set up in like it's seats of like two, so it's two like big recliners like together, and you could put a separator between them if you're sitting with somebody, right?
Yeah.
But I had no one next to me in my theater, so I totally could have just spread my legs and get all that leg room if I wanted to. But like these cushions were huge. Like you could fit like 4 people.
I took my shoes off during the movie. I took them off. I put them under the seat. I raised up the leg rest. There were seat warmers, but it was really hot in the theater, so I didn't use them.
Yeah, same. I turned them on and I had it on for like maybe like 2 minutes, and I started to get really, really uncomfortably warm. I'm like, yeah, never mind.
And there
I
was
was
a
like,
separate setting for like the headrest and the separate for the leg rest, and there was like a little like tray table that you could pull out, and there's a cup holder, and they would bring you food and drinks during the movie.
yeah, they stopped it when the previews ended. It's like before the movie started, right?
Yeah.
They stopped. Like you could order food and drinks from your seat, and they bring it to you. I got a piece of cheesecake. It wasn't worth it, but I had a piece of cheesecake.
I had a drink that they called the VI Peach, and it was like a peach slushy, but there was peach schnapps in it, and it was delicious. It was really good. I
Yeah.
also had a
I,
Moscow Mule, which is just a normal Moscow Mule.
yeah, I don't remember the alcoholic beverage I ordered, but it wasn't as good as the VIP.
It was like a passion fruit vodka. No, it was passion fruit and tequila that you had.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it, but I think I kind of wished it was a little bit sweeter when I had it. We got dinner together. It was nice.
Yeah, we had calamari. The burgers were pretty good. I liked my burger.
My burger was good, but expensive for what it was.
Yeah, we ended up spending like $75 each on just the food, and the tickets were like $20.
Yeah, so it was a night. It was an expensive night, but you know what? We were there for the boxing event of the year. We got all cozy in those big old seats, and we watched Creed 3.
Yeah, and funnily enough, there was an actual boxing match that night, featuring your favorite boxer, everyone's favorite boxer, Logan Paul.
That was
Yeah.
Jake.
Oh, it was Jake.
Or-
Jake, sorry,
or
Jake
Jake.
Paul. He fought someone that night. My
Mhm.
brother watched it. Same night as the Creed 3 premiere.
Yeah, but I have to say, I think we're both in agreement here. It was good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. The experience of like the theater, like we brought it up because the experience of the theater does kind of like it did elevate my enjoyment of the movie a little bit. What I, is time has passed and I gave it 4 stars when we walked out of the theater, and I still think it's a 4-star movie. So
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better than Creed 2. but like maybe just a little bit less good than Creed 1.
Yeah, I think Creed 1 is still the better Creed movie, but this is a close second out of 3 good job movies.
And who knows, maybe on another rewatch, my opinion will change a little bit. But as of right now, I think Creed 3 was really good for Michael B. Jordan's first ever time in director's chair. He did a great job. The movie was very, very enjoyable.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's talk cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, first off, we're going to read the plot synopsis is from Letterboxd like always. You can't run from your past. After dominating the boxing world, Adonis Creed has been thriving in both his career and family life when a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy, Damian Anderson, resurfaces after serving a long sentence in prison. He is eager to prove that he deserves his shot in the ring. The face-off between former friends is more than just a fight. To settle the score, Adonis must put his future on the line to battle Damian, a fighter who has nothing to lose.
Yeah, so it's a Rocky movie.
Yeah, it's a Rocky movie. You know, they fight.
Yeah, this movie doesn't really do much that Rocky movies haven't done in the past, but I think that's par for the course. You know, Creed 1 is basically a remake of Rocky 1, and Creed
Yeah,
2 is
basically.
basically a remake of Rocky 3.
Rocky
Rocky
4,
4,
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4.
So we were mistaken in our Rocky retrospective video. I mean, episode. God, I keep saying video because like whenever there's a recording happening, I always assume it's a video. We just finished recording a skit, by the way, like last week.
Yeah, that's what the reference was.
Yeah.
It's not done yet.
Yeah, it's not done. You'll see it soon on the Jazzwalkers channel. But anyways, last time we talked about Rocky, we were mistaken that we thought Damian Anderson was that kid that Adonis beat up while he was in jail. That's not him.
No, this is a childhood from outside of juvie. This is like when he met this kid after
After he came out of juvie.
came out of juvie and he moved in with his mom and stuff. So yeah, that little error on my part from last time.
No, I thought it was that too.
I don't know if it I like him. I like this setup, so like I don't know if it would have been better the other way around, but this works. So it's
And
cool.
now thinking back, I don't know if it would have been better because is like that in that scene in Creed 1 he really was just some kid that he beat up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever. But Damien, yeah, he was his childhood friend and throughout the movie we see why they stopped becoming friends at one point because there was they like Adonis was jumping this guy and Damien had a gun and then the cops showed up and Damien got arrested and Adonis ran away. So and Damien was in prison for I think 10 years they said.
They said 18, I believe.
18, wow.
Let me confirm. But I believe they say 18 years. I might be
Yeah.
thinking about something else though.
Yeah, the movie starts with a flashback to 2002 when this event happens, which was another thing that we didn't expect because we both thought that the movie would open with Rocky's funeral.
Yeah, Rocky's just not in this one at all. He's mentioned once, but like he's mentioned in passing. He's not mentioned about like what he's up to now.
Yeah, when he's mentioned, he's mentioned because they spoke about the Apollo versus Rocky fight, but that's it. That like it was like a throwaway line. He was like, I don't know if I should fight this Damien guy. He never fought in the ring before. This is his first fight, and then Creed is like, well, Apollo gave Rocky a chance. Give this guy a chance, and that's it. That's the only time he's mentioned in the whole movie.
That's literally the only mention of Rocky, which I think is weird. I am very much in favor of us moving past Sylvester Stallone and giving Michael B. Jordan 100% of the spotlight. I think he's great as Creed. I really love him in the lead role. And I truly do believe that he doesn't need to have Rocky by his side to stand out. He could do it on his own. And this movie proved it, that he doesn't need Rocky. But I would have at least liked to know how he's doing, Because Creed 2, like, kind of ends out, it does close his story, it is 18 years, by the way, I just checked.
Okay,
Yeah, long time.
long time.
Yeah, so, like, Creed 2 kind of does close his story like a book with a little bow. He finally, goes to do the thing he was afraid of for a long time, and then goes back to reunite with his son and be with his family. because like Rocky's whole shtick since the Creed movie started is like he's been alone. Right? And he has not that he has nothing to live for, but he has nothing left. He's just living. And Creed kind of just showed him that that's not true, right? Creed's there for him. He has a new family with Creed and Bianca and Amara, right?
Yeah, Amara. That's
Amara, and
his
then
daughter's name.
but more importantly, he has his son, who's just because his son moved away and has his own life doesn't mean that he doesn't have time for him anymore, right? So I like the way Creed 2 ends for Rocky, where he goes to see his son, and you could kind of imagine where it goes from there. He stays with us. He moved in, and he lived out the rest of his life with his kid in Vancouver. But man, I would have liked just an update,
Yeah, just to see if he's okay, because we don't really know what happened after what happened in Creed 2, and Rocky has cancer, so is he still alive? Like,
Yeah, because I thought this movie was gonna take place. Okay, so like we said in the Creed video, the Creed video, the Rocky retrospective,
Rocky video, yeah.
we both went into this movie basically blind. I don't think I saw a trailer before the movie, and I think you didn't either.
Me
Right?
neither. Nope, didn't see any
Unless
trailer.
unless we happened to see it when we saw a movie, and I just like ignored it. So I didn't think this movie would take place as far away from the last one as it is, because it's a good like at least like 8 to 10 years after Creed 2, based on like Amara's age.
Well, I think because at the Creed 2, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, it's 4 years. No, I don't think 4 years have passed. More than that has definitely passed.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, because I guess this movie technically takes place in the future. I don't remember. There was a timestamp after the 2002 flashback, so
Yeah, I don't remember it,
I don't
though.
remember. We could be completely mistaken. But yeah, Mara's in kindergarten.
No, I think she's older.
Well, she's in a school for deaf kids. Oh yeah, she is deaf.
Yeah, maybe
That was
she's deaf.
confirmed.
I mean, okay, maybe not 10 years, but it's been longer than the real time.
Yeah,
At
whatever.
least I think.
It's been a bit longer because Creed is actually he's retired. He's done. He's done boxing for good. Remember when that happened in Rocky 3? So yeah, he comes out of retirement in the middle of this movie. But yeah, he's retired, and the final fight he has is versus Ricky Conlon, which was the first guy he fought in Creed 1. He come full circle. And actually, after that last fight, him and Ricky kind of become friends. Same with Victor Drago, who's also makes a cameo in this movie. Because when like it was without like oh, spoilers. We already watched the fucking movie. Yeah, he fights Damien in the movie.
I mean, it's on the poster.
Yeah, it's on the poster. So when he ends up fighting Damien, we told we were talking in the movie. We were like, I wonder if it would be really cool if Drago trained Creed, and he did. Like he actually did. He helped out.
He does help out. I do wish. Okay, maybe not wish. I think it would have been really cool if Drago like
Victor
took the
Drago.
Victor Drago took the Apollo role to Creed's Rocky. I think that would have been really interesting. Because one thing that we were actually talking about this before the recording started, but Damien's big. Like Jonathan Majors, he's a big guy.
He's a
Like,
really big guy.
like he's huge. So I think it was like a good comparison to like how much bigger Drago was to Rocky. And then like the only way for Rocky because Rocky's strategy to beat all his fights, but Drago specifically, is to take a beating. That's just Rocky's fighting style. Is you get punched, you get back up, and you do it till they can't punch anymore, which is great for the brain damage. But because of Drago's not Drago, because of Anderson's size. Not Anderson. Anderson is.
Yeah, no, it's Anderson. Dame Anderson.
Oh, this. Okay, my bad. I thought it was Creed's last.
Just say
name.
Dame. Say Dame.
Dame, man. Diamond Dame.
Diamond Dame.
Diamond Dame. Yeah, so because of Dame's size, I thought that's what they were gonna call back to. Because he's fighting this big behemoth of a guy, let's bring in another behemoth. Because Victor's big too. Like I don't think he's quite as big as Drago was in Rocky 4. But Victor's a really big guy, and he relies on like really like hard punches. So I thought it would have been really cool if they brought Drago in just to take the role of his trainer, but Duke is still there, and we love Duke. Don't get me wrong, Duke's great, but
Yeah, Duke is so good.
especially in this movie, he's really good in it. But yeah, I think it would have been interesting. But I am happy we still saw Victor. It's kind of a cool contrast to Rocky, whereas like aside from Apollo, Rocky doesn't like have a relationship with his fights, like his opponents. Whereas like Creed, like you said earlier, has this cute dynamic with Ricky Conlon, and he has a good relationship with like the current heavyweight champion. I can't remember his name. And then
Chavez,
obviously
I think.
Chavez, yeah, that's sure. I'll agree with you.
Yeah, Felix Chavez, that was his name.
He has a good relationship with Victor. Like they have like a fun banter. It's nice to see, and the way the movie leaves off his dynamic with Dame. I would not be surprised if we see Dame again in the future. It's
Yeah.
a nice contrast with compared to Rocky. Who like for Rocky these guys were just opponents and like that's it aside from Apollo. But this shows like a different side of boxing. Like these guys are people too. They're not just meatheads. I know they have relationships and dynamics outside the ring.
Yeah, in all three of the Creed movies, after after the fight is over, he always goes to the opponents like, "Hey, good fight, you did good. I beat you
I
though, but you did good."
yeah, I like that though because it's like
Yeah, I like that
one
too.
1 second you're at each other's throat ready to kill him. The next second, okay, guys, come on, get back up, kid. You got this. Round two, baby. Like it's nice. It's fun. Boxing is such an aggressive sport. It's such a violent sport. So it's nice to have those moments of like humility. And like these guys they're just a couple of guys, It's just a sport.
Yeah, they're
It looks
athletes.
it looks like they're gonna kill each other, and they're probably trying to.
Yeah, Rocky
But
4.
yeah, but they're athletes, and it is a sport. At the end of the day, it's a game, and you gotta have good sportsmanship. You don't see that a lot with Rocky, but Creed really shines in that in all three movies.
Yeah, Creed definitely gets the golden medal for sportsmanship.
He's a great. I love Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, he's a
Can I
good
just
guy.
say that I love him?
I love him too. Like, even in our Rocky retrospective, we talked about how Michael B. Jordan is probably one of the best actors in Hollywood right now. Creed 3 is just another great example of that. He's so goddamn good in everything he's in, even in like Fanforstic. He makes the best of a bad situation because he's the best part of that movie.
That is true.
And in Black Panther, he gave it his all playing as Killmonger. Killmonger was such a what's the word? Intimidating villain. Why is he credited for Wakanda Forever? He's not in it.
He's in it.
He is?
He's in Wakanda Forever. What do you mean? Did you forget?
What, like in a flashback?
You remember the scenes where Shuri is like she eats the plant and she sees like the panther.
Oh yeah, that's true. He fucking talks to her.
Yeah,
I forgot about
yeah,
that.
he has a speaking role. He's in the movie.
I completely forgot about that. Well, I guess that's not a good example of Michael B. Jordan's great acting.
I mean, he's one of the better parts of that movie too. I think he's great.
Yeah. Too bad I forgot it.
Is that Michael B. Jordan's fault or is that the movie's fault? We'll never know.
I think it's just the MCU's fault.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's great in this movie. Everybody is great in this movie. Although we were wrong about Rocky dying, there is a character that dies in this movie. Creed's mother dies.
Yeah.
Marianne, and that was really sad.
I didn't see that one coming. I mean, it is really sad because they do the typical like it's a trope like the last time he speaks to his mother is an argument, and then when she's dying he's full of regret and crying and all that. So like it's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason.
I mean, she has a good. I mean, he has a good reason for arguing with her because she's had a couple of strokes in the last couple months in that movie, and he's just really concerned because she keeps like doing heavy lifting and drinking alcohol, doing stuff you shouldn't be doing if you're having frequent strokes.
And also she's involved in the story to a degree where, like we said earlier, Dame was in prison for 18 years, and the reason they lost touch is because Dame would send letters to the house, and Marianne wouldn't give them to Creed.
Yeah, Marianne would hide them, and so Creed. So like the whole reason why Dame is mad at Creed is because he was like, You never like ever since I went to prison, you never contacted me. You didn't care about me. You never even checked if I was okay. I sent you letters and you never answered them, basically. But he never said that because if he said that, then Creed would have found out.
No, he does. No, he does say that. He says he sent you, and then it's when they have a talk at the diner, and then he's like, you sent it to my mom's house? Like, yeah, same house. It's always, and she's never moved.
Oh
And then
yeah, they
that's
do
when,
allude to that. That's true. Yeah.
yeah, and then Creed like he never actually confronts her about it. Because when he comes home, that's when he sees her drinking with
Bianca.
My bad. And then it just kind of gets brushed over until later when she confronts him finally, and he gets pissed and she dies like shortly after.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things that really like surprised me in this movie because there was a couple. We'll get to the fights, but I think that was very clever for the character that gets killed off in this movie to be his mother, because that first of all that'll just make Creed even angrier and like probably do better in the fight. But other
Yeah,
than that, I think everybody thought that Rocky was gonna die in this movie. So they were like, subvert expectations. He's not dead. In fact, we never
subvert
talk about him.
expectations. Subvert expectations. He's not even mentioned.
Yeah. And then subvert one more time because now a different character is dying. A character that no one even probably thought that Kree's mother would die. I never thought of that. I thought if anyone was gonna die, it would be Rocky, and if not Rocky, I didn't even think oh maybe his mother could die. No, like I didn't even think about that. But yeah,
Yeah, I
that happened. She's dead.
yeah, and I never considered it as a possibility. But I have to say, her death was like it hurt.
Yeah, it
Like
did.
when she was like on her last breath and she was like apologizing to Apollo, like that fucked me up.
That
Yeah,
was a
like I
sad
didn't I
scene.
didn't I didn't cry, but like it hits. You know, they handled that moment really really well.
Yeah, I didn't cry. It wasn't like the ending of Creed 2.
Yeah, I'm still crying about the ending of Creed 2. But yeah, no, it was handled very very well.
Yeah, and speaking of endings, the way this movie ends is so fucking adorable.
Oh,
Like
I love it. Yeah, it's so cute.
we could talk about it right now because it's not like obstructive. Cuz like all like after the fight and everything the entire stadium has been emptied. Him and his like Creed and his daughter just have this like little boxing match, you know. Oh,
Yeah,
you won, you got me. I'm down. And now
she grabs the belt and
yeah,
it's really
she's the
cute.
belle. She's like, now I'm the champion.
They
It's so
actually
cute.
gave her a subplot in this movie, which again I wasn't. I didn't. I thought this movie was gonna be 100% build up and fight. Like that's all I thought this was. Before going into it, but then no, it's actually really like Michael B. Jordan had a story he wanted to tell aside from the fighting, and he found a way to do it well with the fighting in mind. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I love Sylvester Stallone, Sly. You're my goat. You're my guy. I still want to have a drink with you someday, but fucking Sly would never. Like he just can't do it.
Yeah, like there's this side plot where Amara she got into a fight in her school.
Yeah, she has like not anger issues, but like because she grew up around the world heavyweight champion, a fighter. She's like, yeah, I could fight. That's fine, right? My dad hits people till they're broken, and he gets praised, so I could do it too, right? And she's a kid. What does she know?
Yeah, it's
Like,
something they tried to do in Rocky 5 and Rocky 6 and kind of failed.
yeah, yeah.
This one they did it really well. This is like what they were trying to do in Rocky 5 and they did it really well in Creed 3. Amara's adorable. She's great. Speaking of adorable, one of our predictions did come true. Michael B. Jordan had to learn sign language, and it was really cute.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
It was so good. He's such a good dad. Best TV dad, honestly.
Yeah,
TV, best film
he's a,
dad.
he's a good dad. But he's a good dad. He's a good husband. But they do show the stresses of what being in a relationship with someone like Creed is. Because he's a good dad. He's a good guy. But when you deal with all your problems by punching them, it's not healthy, right? Not healthy for anybody. Not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your family. and I am happy that they delve into that a bit too. Like
Yeah.
Bianca is happy, with her life, but she had to make sacrifices to get where she is because of her situation and because of Creed, and they had this really nice talk where like Creed's very obviously dealing with stuff with Damien coming back, right? He has shit on his plate, and he has no one to punch, so he's just kind of repressing it, and they have a really cute moment where like she had Creed's mom to talk to, and doesn't have that anymore, and Creed had punching people, but he was retired, so he didn't have that anymore. Maybe they should talk to each other, you know? Maybe they can both heal together, and then that's just like right before Creed makes the decision to like it's at his mom's funeral, and so he makes the decision to fight Dame,
Yeah.
and I like it a lot. I think that Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson have such beautiful fucking chemistry. They're fantastic together, and any scene they share together on screen is just a joy to watch, and it continues in this movie.
It's so convincing that if you told me they were actually married, I'd believe you.
Yeah,
Like it looks perfect. It's done perfectly. Everything is great.
it's great. It's fun to watch, but it's very like real. It's not just upbeat and happy for the sake of it being a movie, right? It's not they don't they like I bet like I love Rocky and Adrian. They're like my childhood. My comfort couple.
Yeah, but the more that's true because like the more you watch the Rocky movies, you're like, wow, s- uh Rocky and Adrian are not that great of a couple, honestly.
Yeah, like Adrian is there for Rocky in a sense, but you always feel like they're separated.
She barely speaks. She's very
Yeah,
distant.
she's distant. This the good way to describe it. She's distant from Rocky as an individual, and she's distant from Rocky as a fighter.
Yeah.
And for good reason. It's very evident in all the movies, and she's very vocal about the fact that she doesn't want him to fight anymore, right? But that's who Rocky is, and you never get that feeling that like she supports him, and maybe that's because they're like '80s movies, and it's a different era, right? But you really get the feeling that Bianca in these movies is there for Creed in every version of his life, whether it's the being a retired dad in a dinosaur costume playing with his daughter, or it's Creed in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
She's with him, and it's nice to see. They have such a great dynamic. Like it's not even a question about like who's a more interesting couple to watch. It's these two.
Is these two, yeah. More interesting movie to watch. That's a different topic. We might
Yeah,
we
you
might
could
we could
argue.
talk about that a little bit at the end of the episode.
Sure. Because I mean I like just a quick. I think this movie's great, and I would rate it pretty highly in the tier list. But
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. Another thing we should get into is Damien's character. So Dame is like he's always wanted to be the heavyweight champion in boxing. When he was a kid, or when well, they're teenagers, but when him and Donnie were friends, he would do these like underground fights, kind of like what Rocky did, like street fights, you know. And he got the Golden Glove, which was a trophy for like unofficial like boxing tournaments. Like I don't know what like the proper term of it is, but yeah, so that's the only really experience he has in boxing. He's never really done this. He's never really done a big fight, televised fight. That's probably the right term. He's never done a televised fight. So when he finally gets out of prison, he wants to become the champion. And to become the champion, you have to fight the current champion, and the current champion is currently being trained by Adonis.
Creed basically stole his life, and he's pissed. And like at first, 'cause I actually got like caught off guard too with that, because I thought at that point that it's exactly like what we're talking about now. That like Dane got out of prison, 18 years of his life gone, but he kept up training. He kept being fit, and now he wants a shot at the title. Right? I thought that's all that was. Like that was it. I just want my shot. Because Dane is kind of the Rocky of this movie.
That's true. Yeah.
But then you find out that that's not true. That Dane's kind of a stinky.
Yeah, he just wanted money basically cuz he grew up super poor, and Adonis grew up super rich. He was born into wealth, and then after he went to prison, when he got out of prison, he was taken into even more wealth. And then when he became the heavyweight champion of the world, even more wealth.
Yeah, and then stole his dreams, stole his like the chance at riches.
Because that was
And
Dame's idea, was to become a boxer.
yeah, Creed was always like the bench boy, the bench warmer. His number two.
He used to
He was never
carry
the
his
fighter,
gloves.
but he got out of prison, and that wasn't the case anymore. So he devises this whole. I'm not gonna call it a scheme because it's
A plan.
in retrospect, it's not super complicated. He basically like so like the plan is he goes to Creed to beg for a chance, knowing Creed would say no, and instead like give him a spot at the gym to train him, so he could get close to the current heavyweight champion, learn how he fights. Then, because he's friends with Creed, he finds out about like the next big event match for the title. Gets one of his prison buddies to hurt the opposing fighter, and then manipulate Creed into being like, "Oh, well, Dane wants the shot. Let's do a Rocky versus Apollo again." And it worked. It worked out.
Yeah, he actually did it.
Yeah, he did it, and then because he trained at Creed's gym, he learned how the what's his name? I can't remember. Hold on. Let me look it up.
Duke?
Not Duke. The fighter.
Chavez.
Chavez. He learned how Chavez fought, so it was like an easy win, you know. And we also learned that like Dane's fighting style is also pretty similar to it's kind of like Rocky's, where like the plan is to take a beating until the opponent's tired and then just land a fucking rocket punch.
And to find those weak points where they have their guard down for half a second, he takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
And that's where they implement the
anime.
the anime. Yeah, so this movie had a bit of inspiration from anime, and you can see it. There's a lot of Easter eggs in Donnie's room in 2002. Some of them break the continuity.
Yeah. There's a Naruto Shippuden poster when Shippuden wouldn't have started.
Yeah, it didn't exist yet, and not even like, oh, Naruto wasn't localized yet. No, that Shippuden didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
You said there was a Gundam figurine on his.
Yeah, there's a Gundam figurine. This is something I got from the internet because I didn't notice it, but apparently that Gundam figure is from like the 2013 series, which obviously didn't exist in 2002.
And speaking of anime, this is coming from the Discussing Film Twitter account. Pat sent this to me earlier. They're making a Creed anime series.
Good. Yes.
Like when he sent me that, I had to check if it wasn't Discuss Ing's film. Like
yeah, the shitpost
the shitpost Discussing Film Twitter account.
Let them cook. Do it. Get Michael B. Jordan on board.
This is the actual Discussing Film account posted that's in my head. It sounds terrible, but everyone's down for it.
Okay, so there's a boxing anime called Baki. If it's anything like Baki, it's gonna be the hypest thing
but
ever.
Is Baki good?
Baki's great. And Michael B. Jordan's a fan of Baki, so just do it.
We'll see.
We'll see. It might suck. Yeah. It might suck.
in the fights, we see the little bit of anime implementation, where like the footage slows down. He's like, "Oh, I found the weak point. I should attack it." Bam. You know, there's a lot of slow-mo in this movie. And
there's a lot of slow-mo. There's a lot of first-person punching.
Yeah, there's some first-person punches. The fight at the end, we'll get to it. That has a lot of anime inspiration.
I really like the first fight of the movie. Like, it's the one right before Creed retires.
Yeah, the Ricky Conlon fight.
Yeah, that one, because Creed's dodging, he's juking. He's moving around, and then like as he's moving out of the way of a punch, it'll slow mo on his eyes tracking a fist. Some fucking Ultra Instinct shit. My guy Goku's on screen. I was so cool. I think if like weebs will be happy.
Yeah, if you like anime, and you like just watch it, even if you don't know what Rocky is, watch this movie. It's basically live action anime.
But like it's like not cringe though. Like it's actually like cool.
Yeah, it's way better than Dragon Ball Evolution.
We will be watching the Creed anime. I'm watching it.
We will be watching, we will be evaluating, and we'll probably review it.
I will be there. Get Michael B. Jordan to learn Japanese so we can dub the original.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Get Ghibli to produce it.
Yeah, the fights in this movie in general are really, really solid. There's a lot of them too. There's like a lot of fights in this movie.
Yeah, there's four. There's four fights in this movie. There's oh actually no, there's three or four, something like that. There's Creed versus Conlon 2, which is at the very beginning, and then there's I don't think they show the entire Chavez versus Drago fight. Because
No, they don't.
they're like they show clips of the Chavez versus Drago fight just to show that Chavez is now the current heavyweight champion and Adonis is training him. Hint hint. And then Dame fights Chavez and wins, and then Adonis fights Dame, and Adonis wins.
Because of course he does.
Yeah, because he has to. In Rocky 4 and but to an extent even Creed 2, you can make the argument that like should Creed have won that fight? Should Rocky have won the fight versus Drago? We talked about that in the Rocky retrospective. I did check the poll we started before we recorded. There was only two answers, but both of them said yes, that Apollo in his prime should have been able to beat Drago in his prime. But this is, he wasn't in his prime in Creed 4. I mean Rocky 4. Fuck.
I think so too, just because of the statements made about Apollo.
Yeah.
Even like the Rocky who beat him was like, no, Creed was the best. Like he was the perfect fighter.
Yeah, so Rocky in my opinion, I think Rocky should not have beaten Ivan Drago. And in Creed 2, I'm still on the fence if Creed should have won the fight.
I think Creed won. I think he definitively has that one.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
But in this movie, it makes a lot of sense for Creed to win this fight because, yeah, the only reason why Damien wants to do this is to get back at Creed for abandoning him when he was in prison, and for taking his thunder, stealing his idea basically. But in the movie, he also is a fake friend. He's kind of an asshole. I mean, not kind of. He's really an asshole after everything is said and done.
Yeah, when the reveal is done, like when like Creed figures it all out, he's an asshole. Like he just sucks.
And as soon as Dame wins the championship, right away he buys a nice car, gets a fancy house, he picks up a chick,
Yeah, he's living his 18 years,
And even when Adonis gets this spot on a talk show to talk about why he wants to come out of retirement and fight again to defend his title, fucking Dame just calls the talk show and starts talking shit like straight to him. And that fucking host of the talk show was not nice to him either.
Well, I mean, like it's fitting for a sports movie, right? Like the trash talk to really rile up the enemy. That's kind of like what makes sports movies exciting. But you also know that the trash talk coming from Dame was genuine, like fuck you, like
yeah, the trash talk coming from Dame was personal. Like he was very angry. It's not like how like there was the trash talk at the press conferences in the old Rocky movies that you can say, oh, maybe it was for the cameras, it was for the press, it was to build hype for the fight. But the fight wasn't even announced yet. He was just thinking about fighting, and then Dame was just like, yo, fight me, bitch, and he was talking shit, and then like you could see that Adonis was personally hurt. He was like, I let you into my house, you met my wife, you met my daughter, you met my mom, like
yeah, it's like I think Dame says it in the movie. Either that or it's like Mandela effect. But it's like he came for the title. Now he's coming for his life. I want everything I missed out on for like the 18 years.
I think he might have said that.
Not kill him, but like
no, he didn't want to kill him. He wanted to see him suffer.
I'm coming for your life isn't like the material shit. The big house, the fancy cars.
Yeah,
the shit that he believes was rightfully his that Creed stole because of that one night.
So this is like a great matchup between Creed and Dame. such a good fight too. Like the again, continuing the trend from the first two Creed movies, the cinematography is next to perfect.
Yeah, again, like Michael B. Jordan's first ever time in the director's seat, and it's so beautifully shot.
Yeah, who was the cinematographer? Kramer Morgenthau. Kramer Morgenthau, great cinematographer. Yeah, for like this is, I don't know if I've seen anything else he's done. Let's see. Oh, he did Chef
Oh, I like Chef.
and Thor: The Dark World.
Oh,
Oh, well, he also did Creed 2 and Creed 3.
yeah.
So there we go. And he also did The Many Saints of Newark. Okay, hit or miss, but his work in Creed 3 might get him an Oscar nomination. I think it's that good.
It's a very very solid.
It's very good. You can especially see the cinematography shine when there's like that first person punching going on that happened in the first fight and the last fight. It was really good. The slow mo was great. I think that also falls on the cinematographer. Like he decides when slow motion should be used, right? Great cinematography all around. Let's talk about that last fight. So yeah, anime inspiration, huh? Yeah, that's fucking right.
Yeah, it's so cool to watch that.
Like the first couple rounds of the last fight, it was filmed like normal, but then like the deciding round, not the last round, but like the round where it's like, oh yeah, he's coming on top. The whole crowd disappears. It's completely empty, and it's the only people are Creed and Dame, and they're the only ones in the ring, and they're fighting, and there's like the motif of them being in prison still, you know?
Yeah, they're in like behind bars. It's completely silent except for their breathing, their like grunts, and their fists hitting each other.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
it was really
You get you
cool.
get you get some really awesome slow mo shots during those scenes too. It's great. I I definitely see why Stallone walked away though.
Oh yeah, yeah, we should talk about this. Like after seeing that scene, I was like, yeah, this is why Stallone left. The way Stallone likes to do his movies and stuff, he prefers keeping it real, having all of the camera work being hand like it was hand operated, no dollies. He likes that natural feel.
Yeah, what's that Michael Scott quote? Like, keep it simple, stupid. Like that's Sylvester Stallone, right?
Yeah.
This is very over the top. This is very it's a movie. You're not watching an authentic fight for that scene, you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
So I get why Stallone walked away. But it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm really surprised on how much I enjoyed that last fight. It was so good.
It might be like top 3 fights of the franchise.
Yeah, I still think the number one best fight in all of the movies is the rematch between Apollo and Rocky 2. I think
Yeah,
that's the best fight in all these movies.
I agree.
Second best, I thought was the Rocky 3 fight versus Clubber Lang, but this just took that. This fight took that. Clubber Lang is now third. Get down there, Mr. T.
I think Creed versus Drago, like the Michael B. Jordan Creed.
Yeah, in Creed 2.
Yeah, that one is probably my second favorite. This might top it though. After like a rewatch, this might top it.
Yeah, I mean, such good cinematography, such a good fight, and it's all silent. It's just them in the ring up until the bell rings, and then like everything goes back to normal, and then the last round plays out, and Creed wins. Creed wins.
Yeah, he had to win because like for a movie that's like just heavily built on like just anger and resentment and like shitty feeling, Creed needed to like come out on top and be like that light again that he is in all these movies.
Yeah, and at the end of the fight, he like gets up on the ropes and he puts both his arms up like Rocky. I guess that's another like subtle reference to Rocky, but that doesn't count as a mention.
They also play the theme. They play a rendition of
Oh yeah, of Rocky's victory theme. Yeah, I don't think they play Rocky's victory theme in the other Creed movies. I think they play Creed's theme instead. He has his own.
there's parts of the score that have Gonna Fly Now mixed into it, but it's never just that. It's always that mixed in with something else.
Yeah, in this movie, it's just straight up a rendition of Rocky's victory theme,
Yeah,
and
which I don't.
it's great.
You know what? Like I looked at Lib when it was in the movie, like the movie was ending and they played the song. I looked at him like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's this is what we've been waiting for. This is
That
it.
the Rocky movies just know how to do the music, man. Like Gonna Fly Now is such a good montage song. Rocky's victory theme is such a good victory. Like even like the Creed music, like the original music for the Creed movies
Yeah,
is
like
so like
the
hype.
stuff that and then like the songs that Bianca sings, they're great. They're really
It's
good.
so good.
Uh,
I listen to that shit on Spotify if I can find it. They might be on the soundtrack actually. I should
yeah,
check
it's they probably are in the soundtrack for sure.
because
Uh,
Tessa Thompson actually sang. That's real.
yeah, no, but not she didn't sing in this movie, but she did sing in
Not
the
in this
other
one.
two.
In the other two, she
Yeah,
doesn't sing
in
in this
this
one.
movie she doesn't sing because her hearing loss has gone to a point where she doesn't really hear like the changes in volume in the music anymore, so she can't really sing. She's still not completely deaf. I think she's
Yeah,
gonna
but
stay the way she is here. I don't know. I don't know
yeah, no,
how.
I don't know how. I mean, I should probably find out how that works, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Anyway, but
What was
I don't think it'll progress further or regress further, I should say.
progressive hearing loss? Yeah, regress further. Yeah.
But yeah, that's where she's at. And like she said in the movie, she had to give up her dream because of her situation. But with Creed, with Amara, with Rocky, with everybody, she's able to find a new dream, right? And she still made something of herself despite everything.
Yeah, and she didn't completely drop the music life. She's a producer now, and she's making a lot of money from it.
And maybe Damon should do the same instead of just being bloodthirsty, going for the title so he could get back at Adonis.
Yeah, and that scene after the fight, right after the fight, there's a scene where Creed and Dame have a little conversation together in the locker room. It's so good. It's
It's a good
so
way
good.
to end off one, end off the movie, but two, end off their bitter rivalry.
This is the only movie in the entire Rocky series where there's a conversation with the opponent after the fight is over. Even in the other two Creed movies, they don't do that. This is the first time they do that, and it's warranted. It makes sense.
Yeah, 'cause they have history, right? And despite the fight ending, like whoever won or lost, they still have to bury the hatchet in the end. At least from Creed, like Creed being a good guy felt that way.
I'm really curious to see how
I hope
Dame's
he
life
comes.
happened after the fight.
I hope he comes back. I hope he's in because Creed 4 has been confirmed.
Yep, it's official.
I hope he's back. I'd like to see him again.
Yeah, I would love to see him again. It's great. And then we get that super cute scene at the end
Yeah, with Amara.
where the current heavyweight champion of the world is Amara Creed.
Yep. Creed loses the title to the next Creed.
Yep, and Creed 4 is going to be about Amara as an adult.
We can hope.
Defend Man, I feel bad for the next for whoever wants to be the heavyweight champion next. They have to fight a kid. Who's going to fight a kid?
Next movie, we already know that Creed 4 is going to be about Rocky coming out of retirement again to fight Creed, who's also going to come out of retirement again.
You think it's going to be Rocky versus Creed 3?
Yeah, actually, we could do another poll down below, guys. Lib and I talked about this a little bit the other day, but hypothetically, who do you think would win? A prime Rocky versus a prime Adonis Creed.
Oh, Adonis.
Yeah,
Rocky versus Adonis.
Rocky like in his prime, like pull out the Rocky 6 with those like the virtual fights. Like, what do you think would win? A hypothetical prime Rocky, like Rocky 4 Rocky, where he's at his biggest, versus prime Adonis Creed.
Mm.
Who would win that fight?
That's an interesting question. We're gonna make that a poll. Pull up your phones now and answer. I still don't know how the polls work.
Me neither.
But I think well, Prime Rocky is Rocky 4. I mean, Prime Rocky, yeah, Rocky 4, right?
Yeah, Rocky 3 to Rocky 4.
Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 where he had that hybrid fighting style. And Prime Creed is what, this or Creed 2?
No, I'd say Creed 2.
Creed 2 is Prime Creed.
Yeah.
I think Rocky might have won that.
I think Rocky could have won, yeah.
Yeah, I think Rocky could have won. Here's why Rocky could have won. Here's why I think Rocky could have won. Because the fighting style that Creed uses in Creed 2 is Rocky's fighting style, which is not the fighting style that he used in Rocky 3 and 4. In Rocky 3 and 4, he used a combination, a hybrid style of his southpaw fighting style, and of Creed's super fast, light on his feet fighting style. But that's not what he teaches to Adonis. He teaches Adonis the southpaw fighting style. Adonis is not a southpaw, so he just inverts. But he's like more heavy hitting, not as fast. And I think Rocky would have won because he would have done what he always does, which is taking that beating until Adonis is super tired, and Adonis gets tired pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's why I think Rocky would win. Just because I don't think I think the fight would boil down to a stamina fight, and I don't see Adonis matching Rocky's like durability and like Rocky's willingness to get back up. You know.
Yeah, but it would be a pretty close fight. I think they would make it to like the last round.
Yeah, I think Creed would go the distance.
Yeah.
But Rocky would win.
Yeah, I think it would be a win by split decision and it would be in favor of Rocky, but I think they would have made it the full game without a knockout. But yeah, let's tell us what you guys think. If you're watching on YouTube, then tell us in the comments, and if you're listening on Spotify, scroll down and answer that poll.
Yeah, but with that, I think I've said everything I wanted to say about Creed 3.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so let's talk a bit about our ranking of the Rocky movies really quickly. So now that they're pretty much all of the movies that are going to come out have come out. Rocky 4 is, I mean, not Rocky 4, Creed 4 is confirmed, but
Creed 3. Oh, Creed 4 is confirmed.
yeah, Creed 4 is confirmed, but that's probably not going to be for another 2-3 years. So I pulled up my Rocky movies ranked on Letterboxd. If you want to check out our Letterboxd accounts, click on our link tree. I think we both agree that the worst one's Rocky 5.
Yeah. I don't think there's very little room for debate there. You know?
He doesn't even fight in this. Well, there's a street fight, and the street fight is really good. I really like the street fight, but that's not good enough.
Yeah, one kind of cool fight is not enough to make it.
Yeah.
No, good. Like a shiny turd is still a turd, you know.
Yeah. And I think we also agree that the second worst is Rocky 6.
I don't know if I agree with that anymore.
Well, change your account. That's what it says on your account.
Let me pull up my list. Hold on.
That's what it says on your list. I'm going over what your list says.
Where is my Rocky list? I don't have a Rocky ranking list anymore. I think I deleted it.
Oh, I have a screenshot.
Do you have? Oh, you have a screenshot? Okay.
Yeah.
Send me the screenshot.
Okay. But hold on. Okay, let me send it. Oh, this is a screenshot of my list. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is my list. Okay, sorry about that. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm blind. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's my list. So real quick, from worst to best, I have Rocky 5, Rocky 6, Rocky 4, Rocky 1, then Creed 2, Creed 3, Creed 1, Rocky 2, and I have Rocky 3 at my favorite. Rocky 3 is still my favorite. So I still think that Rocky 3 and Rocky 2 are better than Creed 1. But Creed's third place, and Creed 3 is fourth place. And Creed 5 is fifth place, and the rest is 1, 4, 6, and 5. And I enjoyed 6 a lot more on the rewatch than I remember I did. Like, I fucking like it now. I like it. It's good. It's really cute. It's fun. It's funny. I don't know if Rocky movies should be funny, but it's funny. Comedy plays into all of these movies, but I don't think Rocky 5 and Rocky 4, I mean Rocky 5 and Rocky 6 are as good as all the other ones where he's in his prime and fighting still.
I don't know what my ranking looks like right now, but I think like my top 3 in no particular order are Rocky 2, Creed 1, and Rocky 1.
I think all of the Creed movies are better than Rocky 1.
I think Rocky 1 is there just purely for nostalgia.
Adrian!
I think Rocky 1 has not aged well, but I think I'm really nostalgic for that movie.
Yeah.
Rocky 2 is great, Rocky 3 is great, Creed 1 is great. Rocky 4 is cool, I guess. It's alright. Rocky 5 sucks, and Rocky Balboa is good. I could confidently say it's good
Yeah,
now.
it's good. I think it's good now. And also, fun fact, according to Letterboxd, Rocky 1 is one of the most rewatched movies on Letterboxd. So
I love that. It's
that's
such a
good.
feel good.
That's cool.
It's a feel good movie for me.
Yeah, so that's our bit of ranking. If you want to hear more, more in detail about every Rocky movie, including the Creed movies, check out our episode on the Rocky retrospective, episode 44. But yeah, with that being said, that's it. So we're going to move on to our TV show segment. First things first. Let's talk about The Last of Us. There was a one new episode that came out
Yeah,
since the last time we.
at the time of recording, 2 episodes have come out, but we've only seen one.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the other one maybe tonight or probably tomorrow. And this episode is based on the Left Behind DLC.
Yep. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Like the DLC is kind of short. It's still like a couple hours, but it's kind of short. So I wasn't even expecting them to even talk about the DLC. I thought it was just gonna be Last of Us 1 and 2. Season 2 is Last of Us Part 2, and they just don't even mention Riley. That's her name, right?
Yeah, but I also think like if they were gonna put it anywhere, I think here's a good place to put it.
Yeah, because again, this part is pretty video gaming. You play as Ellie for a little bit.
You find out how Ellie. It's you see the story of how Ellie got bit and her relationship with Riley, who is not mentioned at all. I think before this point.
No, it's not. Well, no.
The only
did.
hint is she says that Joel's not the only person, not the only one who lost somebody. You know.
Yeah, Joel is like you have no idea what it's like, you know. And then she's like, I have an idea. So yeah, it's also a really good episode, just straight up good episode.
Yeah, really solid performances from both our leads here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of funny jokes. It's good. This is the like straight up like this is the point in not only Last of Us Part 1 the game, but also in the show as straight up confirmed. Ellie is bisexual, and that's super cool. It's done really well. It's not like fisted down our throats, you know. It's gay character. You know how it usually always is.
Yeah, Ellie is a fleshed out character, and this is part of her. It's done very well.
Yeah, it's done super well, and good episode. Sad ending.
It usually is. It usually is in these kind of stories.
Yeah, and it leaves off on a point that's different from the games. In the game, Joel wakes up by himself and finds out that Ellie's kidnapped and has to go save her. But in the end of this episode, Ellie actually saves Joel.
We know the next episode is still going to cover that part, though. So like, we'll see what happens when we watch the next episode.
Yeah, we'll see. The episode's already out, so we could, again, just like we said last time, probably already be wrong.
Yep.
Moving on to the next show.
Yeah, another show. Before we move on, there's another show started this week. Now we're both watching, again, another one. At the time of recording, like The Last of Us, there are 2 episodes out, but we've seen one.
Yeah, we've only seen one.
The
Grand
Return. I'm bringing this on Lib now, without asking him prior. So he may yell at me after the recording or cut this part out completely.
What?
You want to not talk about this until next week, and so we have 2 episodes to talk about. Mandalorian's back, guys. We're Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, it's back. It's back. They came back. We're watching 2 Pedro Pascal shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, guys, this is a little teaser for you. We're not going to be talking about the Mandalorian. You're going to have to tune in next episode. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, Mando is back. We're both obviously watching The Mandalorian. We both love this show so much. We'll talk more about
How can we not watch it? It's the fucking Mandalorian. Grogu's back and he's cute.
But yeah, I'll save the rest for later.
Yeah, see you later, Pedro Pascal. See you at the Oscars.
See you on Sunday.
Yeah, see you on Sunday. He's presenting.
That just dated the recording a little bit.
Yeah. So now we move on to the next segment, Backloggd, segment where we recommend each other movies to talk about in the next episode. And last episode, Pat recommended me Superbad.
My recommendation came from a place of wanting to rewatch Superbad anyway, and I noticed it was in his watch list, so why not?
Did you rewatch it?
and then I didn't rewatch it with him or at all.
Yeah, I watched it
So,
by myself.
what you think? What you think about Superbad?
It is one of my favorite movies I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's good. Superbad's a lot of fun.
I gave it 5 fucking stars.
I don't remember what. Let me check. I think it's like a 4.5 or a
No,
5
you
as
have it
well.
at 5.
Okay, the Superbad is a great time. I think
I think when you recommended it to me last episode, you said it's a shitposty 5 stars.
it's kind of a shit posty 5 stars. I think it's closer to like a 4.5 to a 4, but it's good. It's good. I like this. I do enjoy this movie a lot. Just don't go into it expecting like high art. It is a stupid movie.
It's stupid, but like
It has real moments too.
I like stupid funny. It's just like the fucking perfect summer movie or spring break movie. And like I just realized spring break is right now. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
mine was last week.
yeah, I think the actual like the American spring break is this week for high schools. I remember when I was in high school was the second week of March, not the first. But yeah, it was I realized that while I was watching the movie. I was like, oh yeah, this is like the perfect spring break movie, and it's spring break right now. It's hilarious. It was written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, directed by Greg Motella. Sorry, it was so fucking funny, and the ending is almost perfect. No, I'm saying it is perfect. The ending is perfect.
It's
the,
really
the
good.
third act is great. It has that like bit of Edgar Wright happening because like throwaway jokes become serious and lines that are said in the first half of the movie have parallels in the second half. It's so fucking good. It's like I'm gonna recite what I said in my Letterboxd review. It's like Back to the Future if Back to the Future was about getting drunk and getting laid.
Yep.
And
I,
that's all I gotta say.
I think it's a really like fun coming of age story or like finding your place in the world kind of
Coming
story.
of age, get it?
Coming.
Yeah.
It's really good. I think if you're old enough to watch it, you should give it a shot.
Oh yeah, if you're old enough to watch it for sure.
It is rated R.
And fucking McLovin, man. We all want to be as cool as him. McLovin's the
Hey,
fucking
I
shit.
wish I wish I was as cool as McLovin.
I wish I was as cool as McLovin. And another thing, while I was watching the movie, like while I was halfway through the movie, I texted Pat and I was like, I realized I've been watching Michael Cera movies for like 10 years and I still can't tell if he's a good actor or a terrible actor.
Yeah, it's the Michael Cera effect.
That's just Michael Cera. Like, is he a good actor or not?
But is that not proof enough? Is that not proof enough of him being a good actor? If you've been watching him for so long and you're not sure, but you're still enjoying him as an actor, is
No,
that not proof that he's a
I
good actor?
don't like him in Sausage Party. I don't like him in This Is the End. And I'm on the fence about him in Scott Pilgrim. I really like him in Superbad.
He's good here, yeah.
But like I don't know.
He's an enigma for sure.
Juno and the Lego Batman movie are in my watch list. So and
Juno's really good.
he's in both of those. So we'll see. We'll see.
I like Juno.
That's about it for that. But Pat, I need to recommend you a movie.
You do.
Yeah. And again, I was looking through your watch list and I couldn't find anything that I had seen that you haven't. So I'm just gonna work. I'm gonna do like what we did with The Northman and another one that I forgot what movie it was. But I'm gonna recommend a movie we both haven't seen. This is a movie that someone we know hates, and I need to watch it now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm recommending us to watch Sorry to Bother You.
Okay.
Yeah, another Tessa Thompson movie.
I'm down.
I really wanted to watch this because my friend Jasper, shout out to Jasper, cool guy. He watched this movie recently and gave it 5 stars.
I'm excited. I've been wanting to watch this for a while.
Yeah, it's an exciting one. I can't wait to watch it. But with that, that's it for this episode. We did it. We finished another marathon. Creed 3. We finished all the Rocky movies.
We did it.
I can't believe our growth.
We did it. 2023 is a big year.
2023, let's do it, guys. Before we go, though, make sure you tune in next episode where we're going to be talking about the movie that we have been waiting for quite a while, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's gonna be a thing. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen. If you like this episode and you want to hear more, then make sure to follow us on any app you're listening to this on, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. And make sure to check out our Linktree, linktr.ee/fresh-off-the-reel, no spaces, no caps. There you'll also find a form that you could fill out to recommend us a movie or TV show. We'll watch your recommendation, and then we'll make an episode about it. So keep those coming.
Sounds good.
And finally, just a quick little thing. This is a new addition to Spotify. They added this yesterday, I think. So with every episode now, because Anchor is gone now, and it was bought out by Spotify, now it's called Spotify for Podcasters. And what Spotify does now, if you are listening to this on Spotify, and according to our analytics, most of you are listening on Spotify. So if you are listening on Spotify, let us know what you think of the podcast by leaving us a message, because you could do that now. So if you like the podcast, let us know, because at the bottom of every episode, I think it should be like next to the poll, if I'm not wrong about that. But there'll be a little like text box that you could write anything in, basically. I think there's like a set question. Let me just check that real quick. If Anchor decides to load, I mean Spotify for Podcasters. Yeah, at the bottom of every episode, it'll say, "What did you think of this episode?" That's what it says. Yeah, that's what I put. So whatever you thought, leave us your thoughts. What you didn't like, what you did like. We'd love to get your feedback. So let us know. And if you're listening on YouTube, the comments are always there. There you go. And with that being said, we will see all of you in a theater near you. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.